thing I'd like to talk about is emotion. Um, One particular emotion is love and conflict. Um, the the emotion of love and the type of conflict it brings to a person's life. Um, I um, have been lucky enough to be in love twice in my life. Um, People know they know who they are. Um, I don't really have to name any names, but in my current relationship, um, there's a really there's a deep love and there's an intense love there, but there's also a sense of deep conflict as well. Um, we don't see eye to eye on quite a few views, political, religious, and otherwise. So what keeps us together as a family, as a unit, as a married couple? Um, I can't really, I honestly, I can't really answer that question, but to say that I'm in love with this person. There's there's been no real scientific evidence that love actually exists. There's no chemical. Yeah, I guess you might call it endorphins, but endorphins are something that usually comes off at the very beginning stages of love, at the very beginning parts of love. The long sustaining type of love that I'm referring to is the type of love that you have when you have a person, that you're with over a number of years, and and you continue to try, or you continue to have the same love for this person, or you try to love them the same over these years. That's what I'm referring to. I know that that type of love does exist because I've seen a couple of old couples who still love each other over over numerous conflicts and quite a few years as far as human existence goes. Our time on this planet really isn't that long. You take a look, the most lucky of us get about 75 years. That's about an average now. 75 to 80 years is an average nowadays. Um, so that's the lucky. That's the lucky of us. Like my mother actually died at 50. She was 50 years old when she passed away. My best friend Powell was only 56 when he passed. So I mean that's a generous number, 75 years. So what makes a person want to spend their life, the majority of their life, in a partnership with the person that they're going to be in continuous, or could possibly be in continuous conflict with? But furthermore, what makes a man love a woman? It's deep. That's a deep concept. The verbiage is so simple, but the concept itself is quite it it's deep. To think about it is enlightening. It's illuminescent. It puts light bulbs on people's heads. Um, we go through our life, especially black men in the black neighborhood. You go through life and you're not expected to love a woman. You're not expected to love a bitch. You know, bitches, which I find completely derogatory. I don't even use that word unless it has to do with a guy. That's the only time I use it. Because most guys are bitches. But that's a whole nother topic. But I've never had a problem expressing my emotions towards a female. If I'm not about games. If I feel something for you, then I express it clearly, I express it concisely and openly, and I don't hold anything back. I'm just not the type of guy. I've never been. Um, so keeping that in mind, the male species, of the human male species, we have um, um, an innate or inert or inner um, genetic disposition to 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 have as much sex with as many females as we can. I mean, it every man gets the urge to do so, whether they be the most faithful of men to be the most unfaithful, um, the most the the swinginess of men, um, um, the most high profile of men. We all get the urge because it's inert, it's genetic. It's something that's a part of our archetype. We need to spread seed, so to speak. So what makes a man stay with a woman for years and years and years and years? I think free will comes into play. Free choice comes into comes into play. Um, I think that people have a want to connect with somebody on a deeper level, and that's why they stay with a person for so long. Um, I I I have never really had a hard time being loyal. You know, um, I have had a hard time finding a person who completely, you know, and fully, you know, has my views. And I guess that's not how it's supposed to be, because if you were with a person who 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 had the same viewpoint as you did all the time, you would never be challenged. And I don't want to I don't want to be in a relationship where the woman doesn't challenge me, but I also don't want to be in a relationship where there's constant conflict upon those challenges. You know, it's the conflict that makes these relationships kind of implode. Um, a reason why we have high divorce rates. A reason why we have a lot of single mothers, especially in the black community, because a lot of the men don't want to 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 have to deal with these conflicts with these women. You know, I'm pretty sure. I'm not saying that's the only reason. That's a big reason, but I'm not saying it's the only reason. You have infidelity. You have guys who just want to go around and and have sex with as many women as they can. Um, but that conflict keeps a lot of men from committing. That conflict and the fear of being locked into something that they can't get out of. It's interesting. Um, I'm not going to go too much further into it, but love is a very complex emotion. It's a very complex issue that it's almost taboo to talk about. A lot of people don't like to talk about love because a lot of people don't want to put their emotions on the table. Um, it, this is a very interesting topic, and I would really like to go into it a little bit deeper. Um, and this is one of the huge components to me coming up with my original idea and my original theory on life and existence itself. Um, I'll create a couple of more of these to express my view, and I'd really like to hear what you guys have to say. So yeah, I'm out.